Prepare for battle.
I want to die.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, game 2 ready to go now between Alliance and Nigma. Fogged, we're seeing that Wraith King come through yet again this time round. You know, it was their last pickup. It was left in by Nigma. And as the panel pointed out, must of course be because Nigma didn't really care. They feel they've got a good plan against it. Do you agree? Do you like this draft from Nigma this time round?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a really solid, when you pick the Slark in the first two and he's really not, I feel like when I look at the enemy draft, he's not really still addressed, and it's Miracle playing it, you know, you have to be feeling it quite a bit better for it, and they have this multiple different ways to buff him up and just amplify him. They even cover him. I love the way that they picked the Bloodseeker in this spot this game too, because I think that Alliance could have even taken it for themselves versus the Slark, so they kind of denied it. They've set Miracle up for success, and even more so by now putting him in the mid lane, having the Ember dodge that matchup.
Yeah, this is something that I really like. Slark in the mid lane, it's just one of those heroes that it feels like the levels are so important that you're getting the 6 as soon as you can, so you're at that status where you're just a very hard hero to kill. Is excellent, and getting the matchup that you know you're going to be doing fine in is perfect against Limp. I mean, sure, Limp's still going to try and do his best to put the pressure on, but Miracle, of course, just able to play safe, having that ability to remove the stacks of napalm, and having that leap to get himself out of harm's way if Limp does get aggressive.
Yeah, it's like we said, they've set up Miracle for this success, and we'll see he's going to be able to accomplish it. We see they put the Grimstroke bottom. I think this is just so that they can like just actually spam the wave and secure range creep. Bloodright plus this Stroke of Fate. Sure, he's up against the Oracle, who's going to be able to dispel this Ink Swell and stuff like this down bottom, but I think that's not the point of what they're doing with this lane setup. It's just to force the waves in, make sure Mind Control gets as much as possible, and that they're just nuking Nico Baby and having him have a little bit of a tougher time. And top, they have the sustain, right? The Isle versus the Darkseer. He's going to be able to just keep Weehaw nice and healed up. If in combination he goes for Flame Guard too, they'll be able to sustain very nicely. So, nice lane setup here by Nigma. We'll see if they can actually slow down the Wraith King, and if these lanes actually do end up working out in their favor with this Bat versus Slark mid.
Yeah, for sure. Because last game we did see Nico Baby get a very free opening to the game. Quick timing on the Radiance Rush. See if Nigma's able to slow that down a little bit more this time round.
Miracle's doing excellent right now in that mid lane. 3 denies. He's going to be able to get always those last 2 spurs of the Bat Rider with this great base damage advantage. Up to 17. Wand charges too. Nice Hanskin.
Working around with the 2 of them.
Please.
He gets the range creep denied. Nice.
He is able to at least still take that away. Will lose his courier for it though. Not quite keeping an eye on his courier movement. She's able to. Oh! And they've got TPs though. They have got TPs, but still being forced to use them there. Cute little vacuum from Mr. S4.
Well, now, I mean, if they die.
Yeah, now they've got to be careful.
If one of these 2 dies, oh jeez, that would be devastating in the lane. And it looks like it's going to be a Falcon Blade rush for Weehaw in the safe lane. So we saw quite a few of them in the first series of the day. If people weren't tuning in, we had a Medusa go double Falcon Blade. So now we're seeing, you know, this Ember Spirit too. Kind of cool.
Do have the change to hold back the 2 of them. Both of these heroes have to be very careful. Ooh, nearly gets it. 1 hit away from dying there then. Miracle really bullying him back. How we doing the regen? Still a few tangos on Limp, but yeah, low on the HP and low on the mana. Miracle going to continue to have very good space in this mid matchup where, yeah, he's really making the most out of this advantage he has in hero versus hero.
Yeah, Limp's got his bottle now, so he can get some of that extra sustain going. But yeah, he's looking good for Miracle right now, and I don't think that this Bat Rider is going to be able to pressure too much until, I mean, at 6 he probably can, but not until that point.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The big thing in comparison to the last game is that, yeah, Limp's just not going to, he's not going to have that sort of beginning that he did have against Weehaw, where Weehaw did struggle and Limp was able to find opportunities to kill him.
Unless he gets a really good power rune, right? Next 30 seconds, I think we're gonna have to see Alliance. They have to make the move to check down round. If Limp can get something like a haste rune, that can be the perfect choice for him to try to hunt Miracle. DD would help too, just for him to get last hits in the lane too, to be honest, or that Arcane. He has a couple decent options.
Cool. Having the brown boots ready to head towards one of the rune spawns. I'll try and play between the two. Who's going to get lucky with the spawn?
Regeneration.
So Miracle able to claim it. Make sure that Limp doesn't grab it. Even if Limp was able to do so, would have loved a bottle refill, but wasn't the scariest of rune.
No, definitely not. It's quite nice. But yeah, Miracle up to 5. Limp, yeah, he's going to be massively slowed down. We're going to take a look at bottom lane. We see Mind Control doesn't have his turn finished up, and they've been able to secure some decent farm. They're not slowing down the rating, but Mind Control has these same classes. Quite nice. Now though, Mind Control might be getting down on. He has a raindrop. So some of the damage.
Yeah, baby. Down the stun. Purifying Flames getting nuked very low. Not quite low enough to fall though, as Mind Control continues to hide in the trees. They are continuing to try and hunt for him, but Blood Bright's down, and that will force Nico Baby and FNG to sort of think twice about chasing onto the Blood Seeker. Mind Control by now pretty much healed all the way back up top lane. GH, he's going to be able to get the kill though. S4 tries for Weehara in return, but he has to surge and run himself away. So First Blood finally going to Nigma. GH also able to step across, grab that bounty rune, resulting in Nigma getting the majority of those 3 against the 1.
Yeah, 3 of them there, and we start to see what the build is going to be for Miracle. Makes a lot of sense. He's playing versus the Rain King. He's got the Diffusal queued up already. It's going to be really nice. So now it's like so many benefits that it really is playing this Slark versus both Bat Rider and Wraith King. This is going to be just a very natural build-up for him.
Yeah, I mean, as you sort of said from looking at the lane setups, that they really are having as good as expected at the start. Enigma 2k lead across the board at just this 5-minute mark with the matchups they have.
Yeah, really liking it. Really liking how they did have all this set up, and now we have GH also stacking some camps too for when they do back up to the jungle and get that farm going for themselves. Yeah, this is perfect. This Ember top versus this Ember IO versus this Darkseer Pango. Just eat. They sustain right through and eat all that pressure.
Invisibility.
And I mean, for Alliance, I guess the pressure is going to be on the Pango, Hanskin, to make moves, but again, it's sort of the Pango 4. He's got to get his 6, so it's still going to be quite some time before Alliance really have means to shake up the lanes and do anything against this advantage that Nigma's getting early.
It really does feel like they're going to have some big problems in just natural playmaking in general. The Bat Rider he doesn't have a good lane to really go to. His best ganks is going to be on like a Bloodseeker. The other 2 can play around it very nicely. The Ember Spirit as well as the Slark always have a way to play around, dodging out that lasso and whatnot. And yeah, like you said, Pango, he can't really set up for kills. Oracle doesn't really set up for kills either. So I think this might be pretty quiet for Alliance, and I feel like Nigma is gonna start to grow this lead pretty quick. I feel like stacks are gonna be the name of the game on both sides. As we have a lot of them already coming. Alliance starting to clear out a triple stack, and I saw GH have 2 triple stacks that are being ready.
Mid lane.
They're surrounding mid.
And they are trying to bring in extra help to look for the kill onto Limp. Try to close the gap. And either the pounce or the stun does connect though, so Limp will be fine. Miracle not quite able to find the angle to grab the bat.
Nice little sidestep there from Limp for sure, and we see the skill build. That just indicates how much he feels lasso is just not that much of a use for the time being and not for a while. He's just going to be going for the farm build for himself.
Of course, whilst they are a couple of K behind, they're, bottom lane, Nico Baby's still farming fine.
Ooh, nice. A jelly as well as a faded brooch. So he's going to be able to give the jelly to the IO and as well to himself on Miracle. And they can keep farming these stacks. And I know I mention this every time, but Tether does give that spell amplification too. So that Dark Pact is even more impactful when he's farming. Same pressure.
So quicker. So this refusal blade will come out at a very quick time this game.
Yeah.
And that's going to be pretty nasty. Those items that if you're able to get away with a rush, especially being the mid and having the levels that Miracle has,
yeah,
those
and
moves
also
are going to hurt.
GH also, he's found himself a shovel. The best hero to get a shuffle on Io and Oracle. So he's got that one for himself, constantly going to be getting salves to heal up, and they're looking for Limp again. Goes his way to just have an opportunity.
A little far forward. He has got Hanskin behind his side. Miracle's in. Limp trying to get away with the Firefly, but Miracle closes the gap. The Ink Swirl stun connects. Evil Weehart coming across to join in on the action. Take down Limp. And yeah, just sort of huge focus around this mid. You can really tell that, you know, after that last game, they're like, right, we've got to change things up and make sure that Limp is not able to come out with a repeat performance from the matchup that they drafted, and now for the way they're moving around this mid lane, they're really shutting Limp slow the game down.
We hop top, be able to get that quick kill onto S4 with Kuroki's help, and I mean, I'm saying, like, I don't see how they can really make too many aggressive moves, especially if it's not Limp leading the charge onto a Bloodseeker, which he's now going to try to do bottom. They're just having to play a stack game. And nice knockback, but it's not enough. He's too speedy. This is a big concern. I don't know how, so they're going to have to pretty much wait now for, I feel like, Constant to hit level 6 and have to make plays with Rolling Thunder. Besides that, I feel like it's just going to be a full passive game for Alliance now for a very long time.
Miracle is 600 gold away from this defusal. This is it's going to be such a quick defusal on Slark.
And he's already, like, they're starting to make these moves. They have an incredibly mobile lineup because of this Io as well as this Slark with the Ember. And Weehawk, he's gone for the setup build. You know, he doesn't have the Flame Guard. He doesn't need to be doing the damage. The Searing Chain setup for all of these spells for his teammates is going to be huge.
Speed the brush.
On the bounties again, Nigma grabbing 3 of the 4. Having that better control whilst Alliance are having to play very passive. Just not having the start to a game that's allowed them to have any sort of hero that's ready to make moves in response.
No, they're like we said, they're still getting pretty decent farm, especially like Nico Baby as well as the Bat Rider, but they can't make moves, and they are falling further behind. The farming capability of just Io plus Slark is just way higher. They're just going to be able to snowball and clear these stacks, and the pressure is going to start hitting right now. Miracle's got the defusal after this Centaur, and they're going to start running at Alliance. Oh yeah, let's see how they're able to contain versus it. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Hanskin to really just salvage them, you know, versus these fights with the Rolling Thunder.
Let's see where Miracle looks to make his first move. Is any of the cores really going to be an appealing target? So here we have it. Smoke up from the two of them. Let's see what they can find.
They can hunt for literally anybody. That is the scary thing. While I was mentioning for Alliance, it feels like they're so limited on their potential for hunting. Miracle's just going to charge right in. They're hunting for the Wraith King. They want Nico Baby. Really big swing around to get the positioning for him.
There we go. Starting things off. We'll see what sort of help's going to be there. Hanskin is in, does have the swing. Comes across with the Rolling Thunder. He's got a fantastic angle for it as well. As Miracle will only just able to get the Shadow Darts off. They will be able to run off to the side, but backups in for Alliance. As they're all here to protect Nico Baby and make sure that Nigma cannot get a kill with that first reveal of the Diffusal Blade. Good reactions, and yeah, Hanskin just having that level 6, that Rolling Thunder, as we've been saying, really the big ability that can slow down some of these attempts that Nigma's going to look for kills.
Yeah, he's so crucial. Yeah, like you said, exactly, we see it right there. He's in the right spot at the right time, and now they even swing Limp over to try to help out. Miracle still looking to continue this pressure. They're going to lose their ward, though, out of it, and they still have their deep ward placed. They did put that one down while chasing, and again, Nico Baby.
And he still wants to continue to approach at this.
Shadow Dance is on cooldown, but they know Rolling Thunder is still gone for a bit, so they're keeping this pressure until that's back up, but it's going to be back in about 10 seconds, so now they're going to look to move their way out of it, but look at, I mean, big winner at the top is just Weehawk not getting pressured, having a great time. And the same thing with Mind Control bottom. They're able to just do this as 3 heroes for the most part right now, just invading and causing problems.
Miracle. He's going to look towards FNG, and he should have this one. Oh, maybe. Yeah, okay. They've got the slow. FNG not able to hold them back long enough. In the river. S4's trying to run. Chains are going to be up in a second. We are. He's going to be able to grab it. He's coming across. Hanskin trying to turn the vacuum up to the high ground, but it won't save himself as S4 still goes down. Bottom lane at the same time, Nigma, they're making moves onto Limp and Nico Baby. Miracle picks up a second kill. He's over towards Nico Baby. That's going to be taken back out of there. Not looking to try and commit any further as he's brought back over towards the triangle.
We're really seeing just the lack of too much of anything as Hanskin, he walks back up.
Well, I guess he didn't expect them to move down like that. I mean, he knew that they were there, but he's not quite prepared for them to be in position to catch him, coming back up to the high ground. This is 4 kills on Miracle. This is looking like a very scary beginning for this Slark, as he is massive. This Aghanim's after the defusal is going to be there in good time too, and I do love it. The Aghanim Slark is, it's just so hard to play against, right? You have these 2 charges, you know, effectively you're bringing down the effective cooldown of Pounce to 4 seconds when you have the 2 charges build up. You're just in and you're out. And suddenly for Alliance, a team that, as you mentioned already, doesn't have the best sort of control and lockdown for this hero, how are you ever going to stop Miracle getting in and getting out, building up the Essence Shift stats, and just sort of outlasting you in any sort of fight you try and bring him?
Oh boy, I don't know, because that seems like a really good pickup this game.
Straight in. False Promise will come out in time onto Hanskin. Keeping him alive for another thing, but still Miracle able to clean up S4. We are rooting up the backlines as he holds down another. Limp did manage to kill Kuroki, but still it's just more cleaning up by Nigma. 3 for 1 on the kills there. And Miracle just continuing to have no issues whatsoever this game, as he's had a completely uncontested start and just the moves that he can make. And it feels like he can just do anything right now in the Slark. I don't know how Miracle can die right now with the start that he's had.
I don't know how Miracle can die. I don't know how many of the other heroes really can die either. As I was saying, Alliance just has to be. They have to be so passive with the way that the lane setups happen and with their heroes, with what they're up against. Like Limp he can't make plays on almost anybody. He has to just kill some supports. If you can see the Bloodseeker, maybe in some situations you can go for him, but mind control is massive. These Phase Boot and Yule are already finished up, and they're actually the ones probably going to be on the aggressive front throughout all of this game. I mean, 7k advantage at 15 is massive. Very tough to come back from when you have very limited anything for the Slark. He's gonna have act on any minute now.
Yeah. Put him in the jungle. Mind control. Fine Hanskin. That rupture on him. Not a whole lot he can do here as mind control. Chases in, takes him out. Miracle is also going to be brought across by GH. To again pick up both of the kills there. More glory for Miracle as his kills continue to get padded. 8-0-0.
And this is, I think, where we might have to step forward and make the call that if Wraith King is able to win this game,
sure. If yes, we got to remember the state of the game right now. You know, down 1-12, 8k down. If Alliance win this game, Wraith King maybe. Can the one true king really do it? Can he do it?
It doesn't feel like he has almost any chance in this game.
This is the ultimate
he's
test.
Able to, yeah, seriously, because this is absolutely devastating. I don't see a good way for them back in this game besides just like sticking together as like this 5-man unit with the Darks here. They're just gonna get picked apart all over the map and just out-resourced as Miracle. Ag's finished and they're just moving around and doing whatever they really want on this side of Enigma.
Slark's just so fat. This is ridiculous. 10k net worth, 60 minutes in. I mean, such a different game from what we saw in game 1. As Nigma are just crushing it on all fronts. Aghanim's defusal done at 17 minutes in. And level 13 as well.
Oh boy, and he's just waiting. Look at him. He's just sitting on the side waiting. He knows they see him there for a second. He steps back up, but he can jump to anywhere because of this double charges here.
Alliance just so scared to do anything. Miracle walking over, he's in with the first pound, straight in onto him, catching him with the come out from S4 as he tries to help out. The lasso being dropped onto Miracle, but he just doesn't last long enough to threaten Miracle at all. Slider fish from we are pushing back S4 and FNG. Enigma not getting any kills, but at least forcing some cooldowns from Alliance. Both wall, lasso being dropped and nothing being able to keep one of the ones. Nothing, they'll get him the twice here. Alliance, do they even have anything to come down and help him out? I don't know, FNG, he is around. Look at the rolling thunder. So the Pounce comes out, and Hanskin's in trouble. Hanskin can't roll his way out of this. Miracle just kills him off. They run down Nico Baby in the trees. As it's just not stopping. There's no slowing down here. for Enigma. 14 for 1, 11k lead.
Dire's
And up top?
tower is under attack.
Miracle chasing, and with these pounces, he can close that gap continuously against Limp. It's going to be another kill for Miracle. 10-0-1. It really does feel. I mean, what can Alliance do? This is.
I don't know.
This
I
is
think that what they did
very rough.
before was actually their best option, having the 4 heroes sit mid,
Yeah.
Wraith King splitting and just trying to get his farm up. I think this one is impossible for them to recover. It's way too good of a Slark game for a first 2-pick Slark.
Yeah, this is
They just
insane.
they had no other options. They go for the Wraith King, but like the panel touched on, it just felt like that was just the last hero. Enigma did not care. They left in the pool, and this is just the water.
It really is. Do you think sort of the putting the Slark mid caught Alliance off guard? Do you think they sort of wrote the players down their minds?
I don't know if they could have put anything else mid first. That's why it's like this first 2-pick Slark just seems way too good versus what Alliance has. Like no hero mid that they put will beat that Slark. They did not see it coming, but it was that first 2-pick Slark that it just has completely destroyed them.
A Miracle there. Sort of definitely turning the tables against the dominance that Limp showed in the mid last game. This time around, Miracle says, you know, let me have a shot at it. He heads to the mid lane, and he's doing more than what Limp did last game. And yeah, that's quite something, as Limp had such a brilliant performance on the bat in game 1. And this time round, Miracle just stealing the show with his Slark performance.
He's getting all the help too, right? Like that's why they picked this IO and this Moonstroke with him, is just because of how much it can enable such a good game for the Slark anyway, that these two just stick with him, and it just makes Miracle just go absolutely crazy in every situation. And look at, like, GH has literally just been sitting next to him. GH is 1-0-13, Miracle is 11-0-2. You're seeing some similarities right there. He's just hugging. I mean, it's what IO does anyway, but it's really how much extra he's able to provide.
These two just playing together perfectly. Picking up a nice early gem here, 20 minutes in. GH ready to make sure that vision from Alliance is going to be restricted completely. Alliance, the Radiance is nearly done. Nico, baby, he's still keeping it cool. He's like, guys, I'm playing Wraith King, we'll be okay.
I mean, yeah, him and Limp are still getting decent farm.
Getting the
in
iron.
comparison to how much the other team is on their supports even too. Like, Kuro just got a Blink Dagger too. So now this Pango ulti a lot of the times, he's gonna always be able to get these beautiful leashes to stop any aggression as well. And just so much luxury on everybody from the pressure that's been provided.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Another tower going down bottom.
Some sort of setup. Turning back over towards him though. He's got the remnant defensively placed. No catch available from Alliance, as they weren't quite able to close in on him. Still ready to make jumps here. Rush is really quick coming in as well. Hands can get the rolling thunder. Miracle jumps straight over towards him. Last time Hot comes in, allowing him to lock down the Aya, getting him up onto the kill. Is he able to lift through this door? He's still alive. Finally, the Swashbuckle does finish him up though. Get the kill. Miracle, he's found his target though. He's on towards Hanskin. Hanskin will fall. A double kill for Miracle. What does he want to go for next? Is there anything more to find here? It doesn't look like it. The rest of Alliance do get out of there. Still just having to throw really everything onto GH to get a kill out of the action.
Yeah, just you can see the freedom from Nigma just choosing to fight there, even though it's a hard place to fight. They're so far ahead that they can just do that. Just run in and just force the hand of Alliance. Even though they have this great spot where they can get a nice grab and they have all this vision, it doesn't matter because of the deficit. And Miracle, I believe, has... Oh man, a full butterfly.
Yeah, 23 minutes in.
Oh my god, I mean, Wraith King can't do anything. Whew, alright. That's quite a lot of farm. Interrosh.
There we go. Easy agency should be for Nigma. I don't think we're going to see Alliance try and do anything about this one. Nigma Nigma just continuing to just completely crush Alliance here in this game. From the lanes onwards, they played it in a way that's left Alliance looking pretty helpless here in this game too.
Yeah, it's probably going to make them even think twice a little bit about going for this type of just straight bad opener. I mean, if they can just do the first two Slark like this to just break the whole thing, it's quite devastating.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alliance waiting. They have eyes on this remnant. It looks like they're hoping that Weehaw jumps back to it, and then they're going to look to jump it.
Back at Dark Reef.
But Miracle, Invis, he's hitting the wraparound. There's a sentry down, but he's got Aegis and a gem.
Coming around the edge a bit limp. But let's get into the last straight away. Off the drop, start the action off. No, he's out to start. TH, able to relocate him out, keep him safe here. We are able to put the BKB Miracle, turns over towards S4, takes him down, now over towards Nico, baby. The pound's in place. He's been taken down the once. Going for a second round upon him. Another pound from Miracle gets him in onto the Raid King. False promise is there from FNG. A buyback as well from S4 as they desperately try and get Nico Baby out of this action. Miracle, the pounce off the mark. Nico Baby able to step away there. So Alliance are able to disengage their carry. Make sure they don't lose anything else other than S4 to Nigma's attempt.
Cannot believe only one hero died there. That was such a sick relocate by GH. Thought for sure the Bloodseeker was going to go down, but saves him, and that's the big go by Alliance to try to get that punch back with a full read. They had everyone perfectly set up for that one there, and still they went
For the twins.
hero. Soulbind's on point from Kuroki.
All in. Miracle's found in BKB on cooldown, as well as a TP. There's just no chance for escape against this Slark.
Right.
15-0-2, 230 last hits. Fully enabled.
Nothing to slow him down on Alliance's lineup.
And we're almost at that number that everyone loves so much. You know, if Nigma does die one more time, and we can, we're almost there.
I mean, is there anyway? Can a Wraith King win this game? I mean, it would be pretty wild. I feel I don't know if we've got the Dota Plus on this PC, but this has got to be 99% right now at least.
Yeah, ooh, you're one off.
It's 98%, 98% here.
And that's a generous, quite a generous 2%.
A generous 2%.
That's the Wraith King 2%, right?
I think so, yeah.
Or it's like, wait, Limp, you owned last game. We'll give you a 2. Yeah, I don't see even progressing, let's say, like if things do start getting real wacky, it's like, when is Wraith King gonna be able to surpass in any way this Slark? And there's just no way. This butterfly is out so early. He's gonna be 6 slotted before, I mean, if the even game goes another 5 minutes, he's gonna be 6 slotted at 30-ish.
Incredible timings here. And as you say, just it's the fact that they were able to pull this out in the fashion that they did. You know, it really shows how the teams in the future and a reliable game with it.
The quest
And
for
here we go.
glory.
Weehaw just scouted it. We all forget quickly with pauses. He had just scouted them up on the high ground with the slight, so we see Miracle darting over to connect with his Ember as the Bloodseeker pressures top. And they're just shrinking the map very quickly and waiting for that opportunity to get any kills.
He's going in. I mean, he knows he can. He knows he can go in the base. Nothing to be done against him doing that. 15 permanent stacks from the Essence shift. And Skin also dying outside here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is well, we'll see how long this painful potential end gets drawn out for Alliance, as Nigma completely destroying them here in this game too. Without a doubt, the most one-sided game that we've seen, and at least any of the games across the multiple regions that I've been able to keep an eye on. This is a severe stomp.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the 1K per minute in a second, so it's very safe to say that is, there's no way Alliance can ever, in any way, just be able to fight versus this. They'll kill supports. That's what we've been saying. Maybe they'll kill Kuroki and stuff like that, but yeah, these cores are just unkillable. And just easy cleanup for Nigma for the rest of this game, it feels like.
Gonna
Nico Baby's desperate. He's desperately trying.
How's it? What's he managed to get after Radiance?
He's just got the blink.
Does show himself here, Nigma. They are around. You can see Miracle already trying to jump over towards the backlines. Got a minute left to play with the Aegis. Nico Baby going in onto Weehaw, but the BKB's out, jumping up to the high ground, sliding fist off the bridge. Both Thomas just come out in time to keep that score alive. He's able to get the wall down. There's going to be a buyback from both Handskin and FNG to try and get in and help out the rest of their team. Limp's been ruptured. Mind Control's heading towards him. Lasto holds Mind Control down for now. But any follow damage, Handskin does compress free with the Rolling Thunder. Limp's still alive. He has to hold his ground. Limp's actually going to be able to live by his written left. Mind Control can get him, finish him off, and Miracle and him can do so. Miracle jumps over, kills off the bat, over towards Nico Baby they go. He has reincarnation. He's trying his best to keep Miracle out, but another pounce connects. Miracle finishes him off the once. Limp will buy back. Nico Baby's able to get the blink off. Miracle getting a little low, but GH able to tether across, heal him up.
He's in.
And he's in. Up towards the tier 3, he's ready to dive towards the base. They try to get him off Nico Baby, but they cannot do so. Nico Baby falls. Miracle looks towards Hanskin. They do lose the Aegis, but he's not going to care at all. 30k lead, 20-0-3.
I can't believe they didn't GG out during all that, to be honest with you. I was really expecting while the red team's running is the GG to come down from it. S4 or somebody, because yeah, there's no recovery and starting to feel kind of bad. They're just Miracle's killing everybody pretty much by himself.
He really is. I mean, Miracle's loving it. He is absolutely loving it.
Weehaw's getting some nice hits on. You know, he sleight of fist everybody, applies the Desolator across the board, and then
middle tower has
from then on out.
Just look at that, yeah, look at those kills. That's yeah. Alliance. I've got 1 kill. I've got 1 kill. Miracle. I've got 20. 20 kills.
My lord.
Oh, but destruction.
Yeah, Orb Destruction on top too. And he's about to have Abyssal Blade. I mean, these item timings are just coming out way too fast.
Yeah, he's just enjoying probably setting some records here. At least, you know, some very good figures that might not get beaten in the entirety of this DPC. This game's going to be quite the one to compare to.
Is this the smoking to get a kill and get out of the game? I think it might be looking like it. I hate to be so negative for them, but this is so impossible. Maybe looking to get some bounty runes, but they're about to get their front door knocked on.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Miracle's.
Miracle's coming. Blink out for Nico, maybe will save him. Limp, he's going to get left behind. Or is he? Gets the BKB on. He's going to try and run his way out of this. Does get the last one down onto Weehaw. And they got a little damage there. Nico Baby's trying to beat two of them, but they've lost S4. They've lost FNG. Handscan, he'll also fall. 3 more kills for Nigma. Nico Baby, he's trying to run. He's going for the TP out, but they're in with the dual scepter to put an end to his escape. And Nico Baby will desperately try to hold his ground, but there it is. They'll tap out. GG is called. Nigma with quite the showing here in Game 2. Game 1, it might have been a little bit of a mess. Limp was able to stall them this time round. Alliance, they didn't get to do anything. This game was